Where'd everyone go? I think it was much more packed earlier on in the day, so maybe it'll fill in as we go along. So my name's Farhad. We've spent all day learning, right? We've learned how to reduce our carbon footprint, right, Heather? Where's Heather? Not here. We've learned how to waste less. Where's Alondo? Right? Cyrilda woke us up, right? I know David's here somewhere. Where's David? Come on, cognition plus heart. David. Okay, I know it's the end of the day. I know that we've learned a lot, and we've either learned or honed on a lot of big concepts. So what I want to do is use more digestible, easy to internalize words and concepts and get us across the finish line into an open bar, right? So I won't take too much of your time. So we've learned, this is easier. We've learned how to be better. We've learned how to be better businesses, better principles of our business, better executives and better employees, right? And those are all the B Corp values, right? We're better environmentally, socially, and for our employees. And that triple bottom line mentality is what connects us all as B Corps. So being a B corporation makes us better. Would you agree? Yeah? I went too quick. So B Corp values make us better, okay? And better is good, okay? Now, if better is good, I think different is awesome, okay? Awesome to me gets me out of bed in the morning, okay? It makes me use my values, like B Corp values, like not lying, cheating, and stealing, like wearing clothes to get up in the morning to go to work, and the values of wearing clothes to work. And it gets me to try every day to do something different and ultimately awesome. So committing to awesomeness, again, gets me up in the morning, and it gets me to push and swim against the grain every day and try to do something new and different and have a chance at doing something awesome. So when I started Green Drop Garage, I wanted to what's going on? All right. So when I started Green Drop Garage, I wanted to merge my values of environmental friendliness and my social values with an industry that was less awesome, car repair. Okay? There we go. Sorry about that. I'm getting used to this really sensitive clicker. So I've never wanted to be the best. I want to always do something that's different. Better, faster, and cheaper, to me, is subjective and transient. Okay? 1 week you're the best, and the next week something comes along that's better or cheaper or faster that knocks you off that podium. Okay? And I look at, like, especially the restaurant industry as something that really illustrates that. 1 year you're the top of the pack as a restaurant or a brewery or whatever else doing the latest greatest thing, and the next year you're forgotten about. So I always like to do things that are different. Different is exciting. Different's memorable. To me, different is awesome. So yeah, Green Drop Garage, we're a B corporation. We're Sustainability at Work Gold certified. We're EcoBiz certified, and I think last week we got number 3, 100 best green workplaces in Oregon. And oh, by the way, I was truly surprised when they pulled this up. Thank you. So we share it with one other B corporation in the top 10. Who was it? Was it Vernier? Green Hammer. There we go. Green Hammer. So we do all of that, and all of that is good. Okay? So in an industry like car repair, we tend to, as a car repair industry, base our sales on fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Okay? We withhold information and dole it out a little bit at a time and try to make money on that information. This is less awesome. So what we try to do at Green Drop Garage is we educate, we clarify, and advise. We use pictures. We use clear civilian terminology to advise on how to fix your car and how to maintain your car. We also have car care classes in the evening that demystifies the whole car ownership experience. This is more awesome. Now, we also like to have fun with some of our giveaways, right? While others may give away free beef with your tires, right? We try to give away something that's a little bit more palatable, more digestible, like free veggies with your eco-friendly oil change. So pictured here, well, thank you. Pictured here is seasonal kohlrabi. So to me, not only is this, I think it's better, but it's been awesome to do things like this. It's been fun to do something a little bit different. So while others may cramp you in a shuttle 6 deep and drop you off at work or at home, we thought it'd be better to give you your own driver and have a more scalable solution. So we use Lyft to get our clients to where they need to go. Again, a small tweak, a small little decision to do something that others do but in a slightly different way that gives an outsized, awesome experience. We also have kombucha on tap from Brew Doctor, and Nosa Familia hooked us up with cold brew on tap at our Green Drop Garage Moreland location. So again, we also have Hopworks beer in the fridge. Anyone from Hopworks here? Where's Christian? God, everyone left. Okay. Not everyone. I'm sorry. Some people left. So again, these add up to things that are that have been awesome in the past, and it's been really fun to do that. But I think all of these have culminated in an awesome experience. But now, today, I look back and I know that yesterday's awesome is only today's better. And I need to continue to innovate. And I want to tackle the next problem, which is car repair and the finances associated with car repair. Now, last year, who was here last year at the BLD conference? Okay, do you remember when I was talking and it was really hot? I presented this concept of what I'm going to talk about today. So today, we're at least in an air-conditioned auditorium, which is way nicer. So the car repair industry has 3 big problems, I think. I think one, we're incentivized to sell you more. No matter how altruistic a car repair shop is, we make more money when the client has more problems to solve. Anyone experience this with the car repair shop, right? Or especially those Jiffy oily candy places? Yeah. 2 other problems exist. One is the variable cost of car ownership. The other is the stress of making a decision on your car repair needs. You might take a bid from a mechanic and say, do I really need that? I gotta figure it out, maybe get a second opinion. So all of these culminate in an industry that sucks, okay? So I wanna make car repair suck less. And about a year and a half ago, this was my inflection point where I said, I need to focus on this. Because all the other things that we do that make us B Corporation awesome are now just, to me, in my mind, better, okay? And I wanna keep going towards awesome. So the solution to me for the car repair problem is to serve more and sell less. Now, how do we do that? So about a decade ago, we had it's a little bit better, okay. About a decade ago, the software industry had the same problem, right? Who here used to buy Microsoft Office for $200 and then only the year after they have the upgrade for another $100, right? Mike Mercer? Did you do that? No? So that was a problem that was solved. And you know what that was solved with? Instead of selling the software, they sold the effect of the software, right? What's that called? Anyone? SaaS, software as a service, right? So I thought, if that's the solution, where they're selling the effect of the software, but not the software itself, they're licensing the effect of it, I thought the solution might be car repair as a service, crass. That one was intentional. I thought it'd be kind of funny. So with crass, you get to serve more and sell less. We sell on a membership, right? You sell the sizzle, not the steak. You sell a membership, and then all you do is serve. You sell the effect of car repair, not the repair itself. So for me, anyone who's taken a Psych 101 course may recall Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. So at the base here, right, what if Maslow had to say, it'd be food, water, shelter, right? Then you move all the way up to a self-actualized person. So why not apply that to a car, right? Green Drop's hierarchy of car care. Where at the bottom, we have the quick lube model, right? All those things that we all hate, right? We go to the quick lube anything, and they say, you got an air filter, you need to replace it, right? Buy this flush, do this, do that, and you come out spending hundreds of dollars maybe. Or you just say no to everything because you don't trust them. But what if you needed something on your car? So I thought, okay, to move up this pyramid, every level needs to be solved, but you start at the bottom. And to solve for each level, there's two things you need to solve. The cost variability and the stress of making a decision. And if you solve for those two, you can move up. So I thought my minimum viable product would be that base level, okay? $15 a month covers those basics. So you come in for anything from an oil change to a bulb, a filter, an inspection, we don't charge you. You come in and we just take care of it. And what that's done over the last year and a half or so is that we have our clients who trust us more and they come in on a more regular basis. So we get to, again, back to that previous model, serve more and sell less. And to me, that's the mini revolution in car repair. And that's where I'm hanging my hat on being awesome. Now, going back to all those other things that we do that make us different, or that made us different, I know that all the kombucha on tap, cold brew on tap, using Lyft to get people out and about, and all those other things that we did have been awesome, but others are going to catch on, and they're going to do it too because we've proved that people actually want it. And that's not a bad thing, but we need to keep striving to do things that are more awesome. Did the clicker die? There we go. See? There we go. Membership dynamics, okay? Don't sweat the small stuff. Instead of selling, we get to serve again. Oh my gosh. Thank you, that's better. So for me, if that's worked, and we have thousands on the plan now, I said, great, it's worked on that base level. How do I get to the next level? And the next level for me is to solve the problem where I can say, come in on a membership and I can just take care of your car. You never have a car repair problem again. We sell the effect of a car running. You just pay the monthly membership. We'll take care of the rest. Now, this is in pilot mode, so we're learning. So I'll come back next year and tell you what I learned. Might be a complete failure. Who knows? Some of you are on the plan. So, so we'll see. But my goal, if I can do it, to me, awesome today, launches off the better of yesterday and gets me to get a self-actualized car in the hands of the clients who are on the membership plan. Next slide. There we go. Okay. So now, I've laid out my case. This is good. This is good. Blank is good. So I think that what we've done in the past is we have our B Corp values always in line, always internalized. And that's been really good, right? And I think B Corporation values make us good. But every so often, we have this opportunity to launch into something and do something in a different way. And again, what's different? Awesome. Great. Awesome. Yes. Next slide. So in a business, I wanted to look at some case studies in a couple of businesses. So one, we got a realty business, right? A better realtor might say, what's your budget? Let's get you a good deal on a house, right? So the better the realtor is, the more house they can get you for less money, right? More money, less house. Or if you're selling, what do? Get you more money for the house you're selling, right? So along comes a realtor that might have some of these values in place, which is good, right? This makes you better. This is good. But they did something different. Next slide. They ask you, where's your living room? So what company asks you, where's your living room? Living Room Realty, right? So then go onto their website and look at their front page and see what they focus on, right? So they ask you, where's your living room? And then the background has slides of people like me and you and different types of people in different living arrangements. And then go back to the typical insert last name realty company, right? And what you get there is a list of houses for sale, maybe a generic tagline at the bottom, maybe a mortgage calculator, right? All those things that we can do already on our own, right? Or if we need it, we seek it out. But they don't ask us the fundamental question, where's your living room? Now, for me, when I look at the left, it hits me logically, right? Cognition. Where's David? Has he come in yet? Cognition. The heart's on the right side, okay? The heart builds on that. You need the left. If you don't do the left, you're not in business. But you overlay that right is where you start to resonate, and you resonate with your clients, your staff, right, and your community. And by the way, what's resonance? Physically, resonance is when another wavelength matches another wavelength. And when they hit each other, it magnifies to double the wavelength, right? Now, what are we as humans? We're just balls of energy, right? So we literally resonate with things that hit us in the right way. And that's only done on the emotional level. Beer. Christian's gone, I guess. So beer. More hops, more obscure. Nano batches, right? The more hops in a beer, the more, how many row, whatever, barley, specialized barley or whatever else. Who's a beer geek in here? Yeah, I got to pick on Mike. Mike's a beer geek too. I've talked to Mike, right? And that's all good. How many breweries are in town? 80, 90? Is it 100 yet? Cool. Great. Thanks for the response. So, better is good. You'll get a quality beer anywhere in Portland, okay? But on the next slide, you might get a story that's bigger than beer. Who's talking about clean water? Who's talking about salmon safe? Right. Who's got a story above beer where you're buying the story, you buy the sizzle, and the steak follows. The beer just follows, right? So Hopbrooks, of course. And of course, most of you know Patagonia. Again, it's along the same line. You're buying the story. The product just comes along. The product's a quality product. It's definitely better. But the product comes along and latches onto that story. So on the next slide, cars, my industry, right? A better car has higher mileage, higher fuel efficiency, lower cost, higher safety ratings, right? The intersection of all of those culminates in a Honda that Cameron drives, a Toyota that my wife drives, and those are better, okay? Thank you. So what's different? What resonates, right? There's only one car company that you even know the name of the principal, right? Who has a car orbiting the Earth right now, okay? So again, what resonates? All right, next slide. Okay, this might hit home to a couple people, especially Mike over here. Where's Mike? There you go, okay. So I grew up in Portland, and Portland had the most amazing basketball team in the early 90s. I remember going to the Memorial Coliseum and seeing Clyde Drexler slam dunk over Karl Malone, okay? And what happened in the mid-90s, late 90s? The Jailblazers. Who remembers that? Anyone? Okay. So they lost everything, and now it's coming back, but what happens when the Blazers do well? Everyone gets on board. What happens when they lose in the first round? We kind of forget, except for the diehards. Sorry, Mike. So the diehards. Okay? But there is one sports fan base that is fanatic, right? You already know who I'm talking about, so go to the next slide, right? Win or lose, they got their fans lining up in the rain and the snow, doesn't matter, to be first in line to get to the front of the 107 section to cheer, right? You guys all know that, right? Yeah. Is that Ashley over there? Yeah. So you can feel the difference, right? You know when you go to a Timbers game, you can feel the energy of the crowd. And even if you're on the opposite side by the Mac Club watching, you know the Timbers Army is there. They never stop singing. So that's what's better versus different to me is one is logical, right? One is transient. The other one resonates. It's a groundswell. It stays, right? So next slide. This is a little bit more funny, I guess. So for me, my wife likes jewelry. She couldn't make it here today. So she likes jewelry. So a lot of times for a significant other, you get a gift like this. Well, it's good. It's better. Like maybe the more expensive or the more whatever, pretty, the better it is, right? But every so often we can make a choice and do something radically different and do something from the heart. To me, it was a beer mug or a coffee mug, right? One hits the heart. Now, doing things different doesn't always mean you're going to win. But it does give you a chance to possibly win. Next slide. So for me, this is one slide that I'm going to stay on for a couple of minutes. I'm going to walk over to it. So I drew this out maybe a few days ago to really illustrate what I mean between better and different. And I'm going to explain it. Most of us, not people in this room, but most of us in society try to stay status quo, right? Stay the same, guard against any losses, and go home, watch TV, do whatever, right? Every so often, someone comes along, or a business comes along and wants to do things better. That's where B Corp comes in. We want to do things more efficient, more environmentally progressive, help our employees more, help the community more. And that's all better, right? So there's a lot of people who now want to get better. And B Corp is a subset of that. And we want to get as best as we can. But again, looking back at those B Corp principles, the best is it's quantifiable. We can look at what our impact is, right? We learned from Heather how to quantify our carbon impact, right? So the absolute best we can do, whatever it is a quantifiable number. And that's not bad. It's good. Better is good. But every so often, along that path of trying to be better at everything we do, we have an opportunity to do something different, okay? And it might mean that if we want to do beer better, and we're going along making better and better beer, just because I know Christian's story, better and better beer at another brewery, we have an epiphany, we want to do something awesome, right? And we start our own brewery, okay? And a lot of that's true for a lot of us in here, right? From Augusto to Christian to lots of other people. And I drew different, actually, on purpose to go backwards and exponentially up. Because when you really do different well, it actually takes less energy, okay? It takes less, I'm having trouble here. It takes less energy to do something better. So my friend actually just loaned me a book a few months ago that I finally finished reading called Steel and Fire. Okay, and in that book, there's a concept that talks about how we can solve our wicked problems. You guys know what wicked problems are? Anyone hear about those? Yeah, so it's like solving third world hunger, right? All these 3, 5, 10-dimensional problems that aren't solved by doing things better. You got to do things radically different. And how do you access the state of mind and state of being to solve those multidimensional problems? So he defined it as, he has a 4-letter acronym, STER, S-T-E-R, right? Now I'm blanking. The T is timelessness, E is effortlessness, R is richness, and S is something else, like selflessness. There we go. But when you get those combined together, what you have is a state of being that is truly different and truly awesome, where you put less effort into it ultimately, and you get further results. And we all know how that feels. It's either grooving on the dance floor or picking that line when you go skiing or surfing, and you just feel it. Anyone feel that? Yeah? No? Yeah? Okay, cool. So that's that concept, when you're in that flow, and when you choose something different that really resonates with who you are, right? So it gives you that opportunity to get past the good and into awesome, okay? Now remember, today's awesome is tomorrow's good, okay? So all this does is it launches you into awesome for a short bit of time. And do the best you can there, because soon enough, that awesome is just going to be better, and we got to find the next thing to inflect off of and chase the next awesome. So next slide. We're going to go through a couple pictures, okay? And I think we're going to get done a little early today, so I think that's good for everyone here, right? Developer, okay? Built this. This is somewhere in Portland. I don't know where. Do you guys know where? It all looks the same to me. Okay. This building might be LEED certified, might be very efficient, right? It's good, right? It's good. They built a better building. It's very efficient inside, has a good lease rate, okay? So logically, it's good, right? Yeah? So on the next slide, how does this make you feel, okay? Do you care what the lease rate is here, or do you want to move in, right? If you need an office, okay? Fair-haired dumbbell, crowdsourced, right? Kavanaugh crowdsourced this, versus the other one is traditional. So the difference between, again, good is logic. Awesome. Hits your emotion. So next one. Cold stone, right? In the mid-90s, right? I was crazy about Cold Stone. Mom, can we go to Cold Stone? They fold the ice cream into all the little the chocolate chips and fruit and all that stuff. Who's been to Cold Stone? Raise a show of hands. Yeah. Okay. So the way you even describe Cold Stone to your friends is logic. They do this, then they do this, and it's all over a cold stone. It's really cool, and they put this in a big waffle cone and sell it to you for like a few bucks more than it should be, but it's really awesome, so we'll buy it, right? And you go to a strip mall, and you buy the Cold Stone, and then you get back in the minivan and go back home to whatever, right? And that's good, right? It was awesome at the time, and I think it's still good, okay? Now, don't go to the next slide yet, but what's my next slide gonna be? Right, so the next slide. Just looking at this makes my mouth water. And I never knew that I would like bone marrow ice cream until I went to Salt and Straw. So again, the difference between good and awesome to me is just so stark when we look at even just ice cream, right? You don't have to even show their ice cream to know what they stand for and what they're about and how it hits you. And you'll spend whatever, you'll stand in line for how many hours to get into the Northwest location, right? So on the next one, ad campaign. Again, it might hit home to some people. Ad campaign, okay? After the Jailblazers era, they finally got Coach Nate on, and this is 2010. They said, rise with us. That was their slogan. Great, right? You got all the players behind him, and he's standing there like, I got a great team, right? How does that make you feel? Anyone, throw out something. Makes you feel good. Tough crowd, okay? But only one team that I know of on the next slide makes you feel awesome. When that team did well and had a killer season, what did they do? They turned their attention back onto their fans, right? And they show the fans back to the fans. We couldn't have done this without you, right? So go back to the previous one, okay? It's about the team. It's about Coach Nate and his army of, or that's the wrong word, his team, right? Rise with us. Come up with us. We're leading, okay? The next slide says, we are you. We're Portland. You're one of us. We're at your level, right? You're carrying our team, not logo, but whatever. Yeah, you're carrying the logo. So on the next slide, I thought it was just so awesome, their ad campaign, right? We all remember this. We remember all the billboards, the bus stops, the buses, right? And the really cool thing on the last slide, I remember, and some of you might know him. They gave him the poster at the end of it and said, do with it what you will, right? So he has this huge, 500 square foot poster somewhere. But what they did is fundamentally different. It's structurally different than what the Blazers did. So no matter how good the Blazers could promote and take pictures of their team, fundamentally they're saying, rise with us. And the Timbers say, we are you, okay? So we're almost at the end of it. So I've gone through it pretty quickly. So on the next one, other way. There we go. Let's stop there. Okay. Alternative transportation. Okay. Portland's a city of bikes. Who bikes to work, right? And that's good. Okay. But on the next slide, if you rode to work like this, okay, you'd be awesome. So anyway, I want to wrap it up and just say, I think awesomeness is a state of mind, and you can apply it to any type of a business, from car repair to coffee to beer, right? To furniture, to everything, right? Now, in the B Corp community, we're here looking to be better environmentally and socially and take care of our stakeholders. And that's all good. But I think that we need to always be striving to do things awesome, because this structure is there to support us in growing in our businesses. And from an executive to an employee to an owner, we all have an opportunity to do what we can do in a more awesome way, okay? So, next slide. Next slide. So I would encourage you to be different and be awesome in everything you do. So we'll see you guys next year.